Want to see my favorite magic trick? I'll use that one. That was delightful. Welcome home. 11. What are you doing? You've got your snack too.
Rise, fairies, and dance.
check in at the end of the day and see how well this stayed. I didn't meal prep. I didn't meal prep this last weekend, and so this week my food situation it's been so bad. Let me show you. We have some teriyaki chicken Subway leftovers from 2 days ago. Maybe this can be breakfast. And for lunch we have bread and jam, or jam and bread. I think I know how I'm gonna spend my time after work. A little bit late here. Not super late, but it's definitely nighttime and I have a few little chores that I need to finish to set myself up well for the week. Just some little things to finish up. But before I finish those up and I get ready for bed, I wanted to take this moment to share a little anecdote from today that I thought was really sweet. After work, I wanted to kind of decompress a little bit, and so I decided I was gonna go, I guess, walk around, but I found this spot where there was a little, just barely farther than what I normally walk in this very small circle in the plaza outside my building, and I found this kind of I guess it's kind of a little dirty. You could tell people went there mostly for smoke breaks and waiting for their buses. But there was these really cute little pigeons that were they were extra cute and extra just friendly and calm. And so I decided I was just gonna sit over here and kind of enjoy this slightly different view of over here where it was. And there was a weed patch because everything was kind of overgrown by these little benches, but there was a bunch of clover growing, and so I decided that I was going to make a little flower crown. Ever since I was little, I always liked I would make willow crowns, and I would make lots of clover crowns because clover is really easy to find and no one cares if you pick it up. You can also do it with violets and daisies. Those are really fun. But I sat there and for about 30 minutes I was making this little clover crown, and it was so nice. The pigeons were cute, and there's something just so satisfying about making this because it's temporary. Even if you kept it, it's going to wither. It's a very in the moment sort of activity. And I haven't made one in a long time. And I don't know, not since I moved to Korea. But it was really sweet. And I just felt so relaxed. It took me about I don't know, 35 minutes that I was sitting there, and it was so relaxing, and the air outside was so nice, and I just felt really grateful and decompressed and calm from my work day. And so I finished up my crown and I left it on the bench where I had been sitting, and this is where the sweet part really comes in, but I hadn't walked very far away from my bench at all yet when I kind of glanced back, and I saw this mother and daughter were walking, had walked past the bench, and the little girl had run up to the bench, and she was like really excitedly pointing at it, and then she picked up the crown I'd made. She was like showing her mom, and it just made me so happy to see how happy she was to find my flower crown. And like I didn't say anything to them, and like we had no like interaction, but it just it made me think, this is how I want all the things I make to make people feel. And that kind of just simple joy of just that simple joy of connection and finding something just a little bit special, and it's kind of cute to think, how far back in history have little girls been making flower crowns and been excited to to make them and then to wear them. And I think that that's, kind of just a sweet thing to carry into this modern world. And the things that I've always been a very creative person, and I have that strong desire to make things, and it takes so many different forms, and it's so pleasurable for me. And that feeling of that I get from making things, it does become amplified when I get to share it with somebody who also enjoys it. And I think that's the great thing about art, is that you can, like, the whole purpose is communication. And whether it's something really profound and intentional, as, I don't know, some big masterpiece, or whether it's like a little crown that's made of, weeds by a bench. There's just something really beautiful about that, and the way that we interact with these intentionally made things. And it's just really sweet, and it made me happy that she was happy to find a little flower crown on a bench. And I think that it's kind of the perfect way to end this video of my little spring anecdote days compilation thing. I'm not really sure what this video became, kind of rambling time, but I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that wherever you are, that it encourages you to take just a little bit of time in your day to find small, gentle moments, and allowing yourself to enjoy those. And sometimes in that process, you're able to help other people have just a little bit of a more fun, bright day. And I hope that wherever you're at, you have a good night's sleep or a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.